Today we will learn Be'ezras Hashem a summary of the Maimer Nasato Liriacha of Yud Beis Tammuz Tafshin Yud Aleph. So we learned the Maimer speaks about the difference between Avodas Abirurim and Avodah Nisyonos. Let's try and explain the general idea with a bit of an analogy. In Chassidus there's a mashal about the general concept of the neshama's mission down here, meaning our mission throughout our time in this world, and specifically our mission throughout the time of Galus, of bringing about the time of Mashiach. And Chassidus explains with a mashal of a father that hides from his child, and the purpose of him hiding is in order that the child should search him. He wants to test out the wisdom of his child and see if he realizes and recognizes enough to be able to look for him. And as such, when the child searches for his father, the father realizes how much he's searching and how much he wants him, and the father turns around and reveals himself to his child, to his son. That mashal Chassidus brings on the whole general concept of how Hashem hides within the physical world. Hashem is hiding inside the world. The reality of the world is godliness, yet Hashem is hiding His presence inside the world. Our mission is to search for Him, to realize that He's in the world, and to look for Him in order to be able to find Him. And like the famous story of one of the Rabbeim met a child that was crying, and when asked why, the child said they were playing hide and seek with their friends, and the friends stopped searching. I went to hide and the friends stopped searching. So this Rebbe said, well, that's the way Hashem feels as well. He's hiding and we're not even bothering to search for Him. The main point is the search. But what type of search is it? There's two types of searches of how we're searching. And the truth is these two depends as we go through the time and as we develop throughout the time of Galus until we get to the very end when we're about to come to the ultimate, the time of Mashiach. It's two levels, or many levels, but two general levels in how this search is conducted. Imagine in the mashal, the father is hiding from the child, but he's not fully hiding. The child catches a glimpse of him, or even more than that, he's still talking. The child could still hear the voice of the father. He could still relate and connect to the father by talking to him, etc. In that situation, he's not really searching for a father that disappeared or that ran away. On the contrary, he's dealing now with the voice that the father's talking to him. He's trying to follow the voice. He's hiding, but he's talking to him, so he's dealing with the voice of his father in order to find him. In that situation, there's something still to deal with. There's something that's still available. There's something that's still present. And the search consists of the fact that he should realize that which is present, and as a result, be able to continue to search for his father. Let's look first at what that means. Avodas Habirurim. Hashem's hiding inside the world. But He's hiding inside a world that in essence, its reality and its truth is godliness. And therefore, when we use our minds, when we use our hearts, and that's why there's the two levels of war. First in davening, we start recognizing, we weaken the animal soul. We recognize God as we use our minds to understand and to recognize Hashem. And then eventually, when we're involved in the world, in this physical object, we can realize that its truth is godliness. It's all something which is still, when you're finding Hashem, what are you finding? Not the essence. The person himself is not dealing with his own essence. He's dealing with his powers of mind or heart. It's not my essence that I'm revealing. I'm using my mind to understand, my heart to feel. And what am I finding? What am I discovering? Not Hashem's essence, but I'm discovering Hashem's powers, Hashem's connection to the world. Hashem's creating the world. Now imagine when you come to that, what's revealed? It's only the fact that the world is being created by Hashem. Not Hashem himself, the fact that the world is being created by Hashem. The connection of Hashem to the world. Back to the mashal, the father's hiding. What's the child involved in? Connecting to the voice of the father. Let's understand even more by looking at the second analogy, which is how it is when the father hides completely. There's no way, and there's no hints, there's no voice, there's no trail, there's nothing. What does the child have now to deal with in order to find them? Not the mind, not the heart. The realization that it can't be true. The child has to now reveal within himself, discover within himself, the essential connection that he has with his father, and the fact that this essential connection is real. Therefore, it must be that this is real, even though it makes no sense, because I have no way in the world and no clue to think that I actually can be able to find him. But there's the deeper essence of he's my father and he loves me, he wouldn't leave me, and therefore it's impossible that he's gone. That's the only thing that the child is able to go by. But what does that bring out in the child? It brings out the essential connection that he has with his father. What he's searching for now, and what he's actually discovering, is something which is deeper than what he had even beforehand. Let's take the story of the Tzemach Tzedek, when he was a little child, and he's looking for a Zayda for the Alter Rebbe. He says, "Where's Zayda?" Touches the hand. Is this Zayda? This isn't Zayda. The head. Is this Zayda? No, this is Zayda's head. This isn't Zayda. Tzemach Tzedek the child gives out a cry, Zayda. And the Alter Rebbe moves towards him and says, "Oh, this is Zayda." The connection and what the child was able to find in his father even beforehand, before he hid, was only something which is appreciated by the faculties of sight, hearing, etc. It's not the essence, because the essence is not something that's revealed. The fact that he hid, the fact that he went into hiding, totally into hiding, now brought out in the child the realization of the essence of the connection to his father. And this is the idea of Avedas and Nisyonos. And Nisayon is not an object that Hashem is hiding in. And Nisayon is 100% a complete concealment. a darkness to the extent that even that godly spark doesn't shine anymore. A darkness that gives place to the imagination, that gives a person the thought as if there's nothing there. As if it's impossible for me, there's no other way except giving into it. And the power to overcome it, which in earlier generations, even in the time of Mitzrayim, they didn't have that power. Because they had a power to deal with realities that were there. They didn't have the power to reveal within themselves that toikev, that strength. It's only in the last moments of Ikvus and Meshicha, in a time when we've gone through the entire Avedas HaBirurim, in a time when in past generations we dealt with revealing godliness in the world, in the physical world, in the reality of the world, realizing that the world is godliness. That's what the generations up until now were involved in doing. In everywhere, in every corner of the world, throughout the Galus, in every type of situation. In the last moments of Ikvus and Mashiach, what are we dealing with? A darkness that's so strong that what is the test? The test is that the world cries out and calls out as if there is no existence. It's not something trying to hold me back from doing what Hashem wants. Because that would be a reality. And it's just the thought in my mind that I can't do it. That doesn't really exist. Now it's a situation where the entire world calls out and screams out, no. Whether it's in the connection of Chassidim to a Rebbe, which we're coming from a time, and we're in a time now where people look at it and say, it doesn't make sense. Maybe it's a spiritual connection. How could it be a physical connection which is supposed to be a reality in the world where a chassid is going, you don't see anything, you don't hear anything? Whether it's in the whole concept of godliness in the world, that the world cries out, we know and we understand better and we know better. The only thing that a person can connect to the reality of Hashem and the reality of there is nothing else is that one decision, and like we see in Parshas Chukas, above seichel, above understanding. Because understanding, when we can understand it, it's only giving us part of the picture. Now when it's being hidden, when it's being concealed, when it's dark, when the father is hiding from the child, in a way that there is no clue whatsoever, there's nothing that's being revealed. The only thing that's revealed is the very essence of the child that's connected to the very essence of the father, and that's the preparation for the ultimate revelation. Because in the time of Mashiach, that's what's going to be revealed. The essence of Hashem is going to be revealed everywhere and in everything. The ability for us, Menasa Hashem Alikeichem Eschem Ladas, Hashem is testing us in order to know. Nasata Liriacha Nes Lisnaises, Hashem gives us a nes, a nisayon, a test, in order to lift us up. What does that mean, to lift us up? To lift up our essence, to bring out something that would otherwise not be revealed. It's not our minds, it's not our hearts, it's our very essence of who we are and what we're about. The essence of a Jew that knows beyond a question, without understanding it. This is the reality, and it's this reality which is going to be revealed when Mashiach comes. That the whole world will appreciate, not just know, not just understand, but will see, will be connected to the essence of Hashem, which will be revealed in everything. That is the tests, and that's why in the last moments of Galus there's this supreme darkness. A darkness which seems to cover everything, to the extent that there's no light at all. There's no place for understanding it at all. And the reason, or what's being demanded of us in this, is that this darkness itself will bring out something which is beyond understanding and beyond feeling, which will prepare us for the ultimate essence of Hashem, which will be revealed in the world with the time of Mashiach.